Alright guys, I am here for Smackdown, April 10th, 2012, Super Smackdown Live, Blast from the Past show, and overall thoughts on this one, didn't care much for it. I've seen them bring back the legends before, and they didn't really do anything good here. The matches were atrocious for the most part, and I just did not like this show. I didn't find it entertaining. I thought a lot of it was boring. They're on this kick where they bring back older wrestlers, and they've done this with the legends for a while now, and it just doesn't really do anything. They've gone through all the legends already to where it's just this core group that we saw tonight, the same old guys, and they just come out every once in a while and they do their gimmicks, and that's it. They didn't really add anything to the storylines. They didn't really build up to anything. They just announced a match for Extreme Rules, and that was about it. Nothing else happened. Nothing happened major in the final segment, so I'm just going to get right into this one. They recap Daniel Bryan breaking up with AJ. This is the first time out of 3 they do this tonight. They recap this thing 3 times. Says that tonight Daniel Bryan's going to be on Piper's Pit. First time in 6 years they did Piper's Pit. I'm pretty sure they did it with Cena not long ago, but then later they say on Smackdown, so maybe it was the first time on Smackdown they meant. I'm not sure about that. Mean Gene introduces Sheamus. Sheamus says there's a code they follow in the WWE. He apologizes for his actions. He apologizes to all the refs. He gets a Daniel Bryan chant. Laurinaitis comes out. He plays the clip of last week with Sheamus kicking the ref. Tells Sheamus to apologize, and Sheamus says, "I just did that." Laurinaitis says, "I didn't hear it, so do it again." He makes him apologize to the refs again, makes him apologize to the entire world. Laurinaitis then puts him on permanent probation and says that if he touches a referee, even by accident, he's going to be fired and fined $500,000. He tells him he's got a match tonight against Del Rio and Daniel Bryan, and his partner is going to be Mean Gene. So backstage, Randy Orton is talking to his dad, Cowboy Bob Orton. We get Randy Orton versus Mark Henry. Cole, Matthews, and Booker are arguing, like for real arguing on commentary during this. I thought it was hilarious. Booker says he had a dream Cole died. Oh man, Booker was great on commentary tonight. It was awesome. He said something else too about Daniel Bryan, I think. I can't remember. He was talking to Matthews about something, and he's like, "You know what that is? Ridiculous." And it just came across so good. During the match, Kane comes on the Titantron. His pyro goes off. He shows up on the Titantron. He says beating Orton in Mania turned him back into the monster he used to be. Then it shows he's standing over Randy Orton's dad. Totally saw this coming. I think everybody did. Orton goes backstage to find Kane. Kane attacks him with a pipe, and then he says, "I'm a sucker for family reunions." That was it, really. Then we see Tony Atlas and Ted DiBiase watching a monitor backstage. We see they're watching this guy in the ring, Benny Kamer, and he looks kind of like Dolph Ziggler. He's a jobber. Tony Atlas actually says backstage, "This is going to be a good old-fashioned squash match." And I'm just like, oh my god. They get other legends to come watch. Pat Patterson and Hillbilly Jim is the other guy. I think that's what they called him. I didn't recognize the guy, but Booker called him Hillbilly Jim later. So yeah, Benny Kamer is trying to cut a promo, but the only thing he gets out is it's his first match in WWE. Ryback immediately shows up, squashes this poor kid, hits him with a nasty clothesline, and then Ryback wins and says, "Feed me more." I do have to say I thought that was cool, but I'm not big on guys who are just all muscles who can't really work. So right now all he's doing is squashing jobbers, hits like 2 moves and then leaves. So I can't really say if this guy is going to be good or not. I have to see where they go with him. But I'm not a fan of guys who are only muscles, can't cut promos, can't work, and most of all, go out there and hurt people. I think that sucks, and that's one reason I'm glad Mason Ryan's ass is finally off TV for going out there and trying to kill poor Dolph Ziggler, who's 1,000 times the worker Mason Ryan is. So then we get Heath Slater backstage. He's telling Tyson Kidd Justin Gabriel's a loser. They can beat the Usos tonight. He says he found a manager who can help him, and who says that Heath Slater's going to be the new Honky Tonk Man. Tyson Kidd says, is that supposed to be a compliment? And then we see the manager is Jimmy Hart. Foley comes out to do commentary for this match. It's Jimmy Hart with Heath Slater and Tyson Kidd versus the Usos. Jimmy Hart, I have to say, is in tremendous shape for his age. He's running all over the place, doing the microphone thing, screaming into the megaphone. I noticed that during this match, someone held up a "We Want Ambrosi" sign for, I think they're going to call him Dean Ambrosi from Developmental, but it's actually John Moxley from Dragon Gate USA, CZW. And he is awesome. So I can't wait to see this guy on TV, and I guess other people really want to see him too with this sign. But Foley tries to go after Jimmy Hart with Sacco. The Usos win after a splash on Heath Slater, and then after the match, Foley hits Sacco on Jimmy Hart. Every match was pretty much interrupted by some goofy Legends comedy. So that's pretty much this entire show. Then we get the Piper's Pit. Man, this was long, and I did not enjoy this. The show Bryan breaking up with AJ again here. Daniel Bryan comes out. Piper is trying to put him down, but people are actually cheering for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan says that Laurinaitis gave him his rematch. He wants to make Sheamus tap out, and it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match at Extreme Rules. He says AJ is going to be nowhere to be found at Extreme Rules, and then Piper brings AJ out. She says Bryan's actually a good person. She says it's her fault. She made a mistake at Mania. She wants to work it out. Roddy Piper this entire time is just trying to tell AJ, how can you like a guy like this? He's heartless. He says you got the kiss of death, young lady. It was just really lame. Really lame. And so Bryan eventually goes off on Piper and says if AJ meant she loved him when she said it, then she would leave now. AJ leaves. Piper tries to tell Daniel Bryan to be better to women or something, and then Bryan slaps him and leaves. I was hoping he'd put his ass in the LaBelle lock at the end of this segment. Then we get this next match. I don't even think you can call this a match. It's Great Khali with Alicia Fox and Natalya versus Drew McIntyre and the Bella Twins. Drew wrestled Great Khali for maybe 20 seconds. He tags in a Bella and he says, I'm too good for this, and leaves. Alicia Fox hits a Northern Lights suplex on the Bella Twin for the win. That was it. Maybe a minute for all of this. Then at the end, the baby faces, Khali, Natalya, Alicia are dancing. Mae Young comes out dancing. She kisses Great Khali. The best part about this entire segment was Booker T saying, an old chicken makes good soup. Then we get another Damian Sandow promo. He's talking about social media, sophistication. The crowd is actually chanting what? Like this is a live promo. Ridiculous. It was taped, obviously, but while he's cutting his promo, they're chanting what? And it came across as really stupid in my opinion. Sheamus tells Mean Gene backstage, we're probably not going to win tonight. If we survive, though, I'll buy you a pint. Then we get Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Hunico with Camacho. Hacksaw calls out Sergeant Slaughter for backup. Hacksaw beats him with a 2x4, and Slaughter does the Cobra Clutch. Cody Rhodes comes out. He says no one cares about the past. Legends shouldn't be hogging the spotlight from the young talent. His dad, Dusty Rhodes, comes out. Cody says that this doesn't concern him, and Dusty says, Cody, you tried to poke a bear, the Big Show. And Cody says, Dad, you're embarrassing me. And then the Big Show comes out. And he says, Cody, I know you've been getting embarrassed these past few weeks. I don't want to embarrass you tonight. so I'm going to show a clip of the real Cody Rhodes. So he doesn't want to embarrass him, so he shows an embarrassing clip. It's like, what the hell was this? He actually says, I'm not going to play a clip, and then he plays a clip with the same theme song, an embarrassing Cody Rhodes moment. Just bad timing. So he shows a clip. It's one of the old Cody Rhodes when he was doing the dashing gimmick and he's putting lip gloss on. It was actually pretty funny. But that's it. Cody Rhodes gets pissed and leaves. Dusty dances in the ring. Then we get our main event. Daniel Bryan and Del Rio versus Sheamus and Mean Gene. Howard Finkel introduces them. I saw a Rollins or Riot sign in reference to Seth Rollins and developmental, or as everyone else knows him, and from Ring of Honor, Tyler Black. So it was cool to see these two guys, Jon Moxley and Tyler Black, get signs from people in the crowd. Basically, they get the heat on Sheamus, throw him out of the ring. Ricardo, Bryan, and Del Rio are about to beat up Mean Gene, but then all the legends pour out of the back to make the save. Sheamus Brogue kicks Daniel Bryan for the win. They all beat up Ricardo. Bryan and Del Rio vanish. I don't know where they go. All the legends beat up Ricardo. Michael Cole gets in the ring and says, alright guys, before we send you back to the retirement home, let's all get a photo. And then the legends beat up Michael Cole. That was it. Like I said, this show was just really unnecessary. It was just so goofy. The matches all involve some goofy legend finish. And I guess it's like a feel-good nostalgia thing, but they've been doing these so often that I want to just watch SmackDown. I'm watching the show. I just want to see the angles. I want to see Daniel Bryan and Laurinaitis, Otunga, all these guys with the storylines that are currently important actually on the show doing something, instead of just this goofy Legends show. So just my personal opinion. I'm sure some people enjoyed this show. I just didn't at all, in any capacity, have anything in the show entertain me. So that was it. That's my review of this week's SmackDown. Super blast from the past SmackDown Live. So hope you guys like the review. I'm trying to get my Bending the Rules DVD review up soon, so I'm going to have that up as soon as possible. And that's it. So hope you guys like the review, and thanks for watching. Bye.